Ladies, let me tell you something you might not realize. Men notice way more than you think. Yeah, I know. They might not say it out loud. They might not react the way you expect. But trust me, every little detail about you, they pick up on it. And sometimes it's the things you don't even think matter that make the biggest impression. So today, I'm going to reveal 7 things women have no idea men actually notice about them. And ladies, some of these might shock you. And to add to that, we're bringing in some wisdom from one of the greatest actors and role models of our time, Denzel Washington, because if there's one thing he's taught us, it's that character and presence define you far beyond looks. So if you're ready to see yourself through a man's eyes, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Number 1. Your energy and presence. There's something unspoken about a woman's energy that men pick up on immediately. It's not about her looks, her clothes, or even the way she speaks. It's the way she feels when she walks into a room. A man notices this before he even realizes he's noticing it. It's the quiet confidence, the warmth, the way her presence shifts the atmosphere. You see, energy is contagious. It can either pull people in or push them away. And for a man, a woman's energy is like a frequency. Either it resonates with him or it doesn't. A woman who carries herself with a sense of peace and self-assurance, without needing to be the loudest in the room, has an undeniable pull. She doesn't have to try too hard. She doesn't have to seek validation. She just is. And that's powerful. A man notices when she's fully present, engaged in the moment, rather than lost in distractions or insecurities. Her laughter isn't forced, it's real. Her eye contact isn't calculated, it's natural. She doesn't just listen, she makes him feel heard. And then there's the other side of it. Men also notice when a woman's energy feels heavy, drained, or guarded. If she's carrying past hurts, unresolved pain, or an invisible wall around her, he feels it, sometimes before she even speaks. It's not about perfection. It's not about always being happy. It's about emotional presence. Is she here in this moment, or is she somewhere else? A man picks up on whether her energy feels open or closed, whether she's in sync with herself, or lost in a storm she hasn't yet tamed. There's a reason why some women light up a room without saying a word. It's because they aren't performing, they aren't trying to be seen, they simply are. Their energy is magnetic because it's authentic. And authenticity, that's rare, that's unforgettable. A man might not be able to articulate why, but he feels it. It stays with him long after she's gone. Her energy leaves an imprint, and in a world full of distractions, that's what makes her impossible to forget. Number 2. The way you treat other people, especially strangers, men notice. Maybe you think they don't, but they do. They see how you interact with the world around you, especially with people who can do nothing for you. It's in the way you speak to the waiter when your order is wrong, the way you acknowledge or ignore the cashier at the grocery store, the way you treat the janitor at your workplace versus how you treat your boss. These little, seemingly insignificant moments, they reveal more about your character than anything you say about yourself. A man can be deeply drawn to a woman's beauty, her intelligence, her charm. But if he sees her dismissing people like they don't matter, being rude when she thinks no one important is watching, or treating strangers as if they're beneath her, that attraction fades fast. Respect isn't just something you show to people you admire or want something from. It's something you give freely, without expectation, because it's a reflection of who you are. A woman who radiates kindness, who treats a struggling mother in line at the store with patience, who smiles at the elderly man struggling to cross the street, who thanks the barista even when she's in a rush, she stands out. Men notice that, and not just any men, the right kind of men, The ones who are looking for more than just a pretty face. The ones who are paying attention to the kind of partner you'd be in the long run, not just in the moment. Denzel Washington once said, "At the end of the day, it's not about what you have or even what you've accomplished. It's about who you've lifted up, who you've made better." And this is exactly what separates a woman worth committing to from someone who's only appealing at a surface level. Because when a man imagines his future, he's not just thinking about romantic dinners and vacations. He's thinking about a life partner, someone he can trust, someone he can respect, someone who, if they ever had children together, would be an example of kindness, strength, and integrity. The way you treat strangers is a mirror of your soul. It's who you are when you think no one important is watching. But the truth is, someone always is. The right man isn't just looking at your beauty, your confidence, or your success. He's looking at the moments you don't script, the way you react to the world, the way you handle inconveniences, the way you make other people feel. Because that's what love is built on. Not just attraction, but deep, unwavering respect. And without that, love fades. But when a man sees a woman who carries herself with grace, with kindness, with an unshakable sense of decency, he doesn't just notice, he never forgets. Number 3. The way you carry yourself when you think no one is watching. There's something deeply revealing about a person when they believe they're alone, when no one's eyes are on them, no expectations to meet, no image to uphold. This is when the truth surfaces. And men, they notice this. They notice the way a woman moves, how she exists in her own world, how she treats herself when she thinks nobody cares to look. It's in these moments, raw, unfiltered, and completely honest, that a woman unknowingly reveals the deepest layers of who she really is. Picture this. A woman walking down the street, earphones in, lost in her own thoughts. She's not performing for anyone, not adjusting her posture for validation. Does she move with confidence? Does she seem at ease with herself? Or is she shrinking, arms crossed tightly, gaze lowered, as if she's apologizing for taking up space? A man notices, not in a judgmental way, but in a way that tells him exactly how she sees herself. It's in the little things. The way she absent-mindedly smiles at a passing dog, the way she fixes her hair when she catches her reflection, the way she dances a little while waiting for the crosswalk light to change. When she's alone, is she kind to herself? Does she radiate peace, or does she carry the weight of the world in her shoulders? A woman who is comfortable in her solitude, who moves with quiet confidence even when no one is clapping, is magnetic in ways she'll never realize. And then there are the moments of vulnerability, the way she exhales deeply when she thinks no one is watching, releasing a stress she's been holding in all day. The way she closes her eyes for a second longer than necessary, lost in thought, replaying memories or dreaming of things she doesn't speak about. The way she fidgets with her hands when she's nervous, or how she stares at the night sky a little longer than most, as if looking for answers. These moments, so fleeting, so intimate, tell a man more than any perfectly curated version of herself ever could. Men notice how a woman treats herself when the world isn't forcing her to be anything. Is she kind to herself? Does she let herself rest? Or is she constantly burdened by an invisible pressure to be on at all times? A woman who carries herself with grace, even when no one's looking, speaks volumes without uttering a single word. It's not about beauty, not about perfection, it's about presence. A woman who can be at peace with her own presence, who doesn't need an audience to validate her worth, is unforgettable. And it's not just about confidence, it's about authenticity. A woman who laughs at her own jokes when no one's around, who hums a song softly to herself in the grocery aisle, who looks up at the sky and smiles at nothing in particular. That's the kind of thing that lingers in a man's mind. because in a world where so many people are trying to be something for others, she's simply being. And that's rare. So the next time you think no one is watching, remember, your truest self is always visible to someone. And sometimes that's the most beautiful thing of all. Number 4. The way you smell. Yes, even from a distance. There's something almost magical about scent. It's invisible yet unforgettable. It lingers in the air long after someone has left the room, weaving itself into memories, emotions, and even desire. And ladies, you might not realize just how much men notice the way you smell, even from a distance. It's not just about perfume or body lotion. It's the natural essence of you, mixed with whatever fragrance you choose, that creates an irresistible signature. Men may not always mention it, but scent is one of the most powerful triggers of attraction. It's primal, deeply rooted in human psychology. A man can catch just a subtle hint of your fragrance on a busy street, in an elevator, or while passing by, and it can stop him in his tracks. It's not just about smelling good, it's about the emotional impact that scent carries. A particular fragrance can remind him of a past love, a cherished moment, or create an entirely new memory tied to you, even if you don't realize it. The way you smell can leave a lasting impression on a man's subconscious, making you unforgettable. And here's the thing, every woman has a unique scent, something beyond the designer perfumes and body sprays. It's the combination of your skin, your natural pheromones, and whatever fragrance you wear that makes it distinctly you. Some men might not be able to articulate it, but they feel it. They recognize it. They remember it. The way you smell becomes a part of the way they experience you. Think about how certain scents remind you of childhood, home, or a specific person you haven't seen in years. That's how powerful scent is. It has the ability to transport someone back to a moment in time. Now, let's talk about the kind of scents that drive men wild. It's not always about strong perfumes. In fact, overpowering fragrances can be overwhelming. It's the subtle, effortless scents that captivate. The gentle trace of vanilla on your wrist, the light floral notes in your hair, or the fresh, clean scent of your skin. These are the kinds of aromas that make a man want to lean in just a little closer, to breathe you in without even realizing he's doing it. It's the kind of attraction that isn't loud, but deeply felt. But beyond attraction, the way you smell can also create comfort and warmth. Have you ever worn a man's hoodie and noticed how it smells like him, making you feel safe and connected? It works the same way for men. When they get used to the way you smell, it becomes familiar, almost like home. And that's why, even after years have passed, a man can catch a certain scent in the air and immediately think of you. That's the emotional grip scent has. It's not just a fragrance, it's a feeling. Women often spend time on their appearance, making sure their hair is perfect, their outfit is on point, their makeup is flawless. But scent, that's the invisible detail that men notice just as much, sometimes even more. You don't have to be right next to him for him to notice. A whiff of your scent in the wind, the faint trace of it on a shared pillow or a jacket you left behind. It stays with him. Long after the moment has passed, it lingers in his mind. So, ladies, don't underestimate the power of your scent. It's not about expensive perfumes or trying too hard. It's about finding a scent that feels like you, something natural, something that enhances your presence rather than overpowers it. Whether it's the soft sweetness of jasmine, the warmth of sandalwood, or the light freshness of citrus, your scent should tell a story. Your story. Because trust me, men notice, and once they do, they never forget. Number 5. The little things you do. When you're nervous or excited, When we talk about attraction and the nuances of human connection, it's easy to overlook the small, almost imperceptible moments that speak volumes. One of the things men notice, often without even realizing it, is the little things you do when you're nervous or excited. These small, seemingly insignificant actions can say so much about your emotions, and they can leave a lasting impression. They tell us more than words ever could, revealing a vulnerability that's raw, real, and undeniably beautiful. Think about the times when you're nervously waiting for something, whether it's an important meeting, a date, or any situation that stirs up that flutter in your stomach. You might start fidgeting with your hands, tapping your fingers lightly on the table, or maybe brushing a stray piece of hair behind your ear. These tiny movements, almost subconscious, are noticed by us, and it's not just about the nervousness you might be feeling. It's the way your body reacts when you're under pressure, showing us a side of you that's real, honest, and endearing. We see the little things, like how your eyes widen when you get caught off guard, or how you tilt your head slightly when you're uncertain. It's these subtle cues that make us feel connected to you, even when you think no one is watching. And when you're excited, oh, that's a whole different vibe. The way your face lights up, the sparkle in your eyes, or how you shift your posture when you're passionate about something, it's a magnet. You might not even notice it, but every gesture you make during those moments of genuine joy or anticipation adds layers to the story you're telling without speaking a single word. Men notice how your voice rises a little when you talk about something you love. We catch that excited energy in the way your hands move as you describe your thoughts, or in the way you can't stop smiling, no matter how hard you try to keep it in check. There's a beauty in these moments of vulnerability, a rawness that makes you so much more relatable, so much more real. We see you in your truest form, free from the pressure of perfection, just living in the moment. It's when you're nervous or excited that the real you comes through. And men notice it. We notice the way your body speaks when your mind is racing with emotions, and we feel that connection, that sense of understanding, even if we're not always sure how to articulate it ourselves. These little things, the ones that you probably don't think anyone notices, are often the ones that stick with us. They're the moments that we remember long after the initial excitement fades, the times when you let your guard down, revealing the authentic, unfiltered version of yourself. It's in those brief, fleeting seconds that we see the most genuine parts of you, the parts that don't need to be perfect, just real. And for us, that's the most attractive thing of all. Number 6. Your laugh and the way you express joy. When it comes to attraction, there's something about the way a woman laughs that can be deeply captivating, and it's something that men often pay more attention to than you might think. You see, laughter is not just a sound. It's an emotion, an expression of your true self, and it can reveal more about your personality than any words you say. The way you express joy in those little moments, when you're caught up in something funny or simply sharing a light-hearted moment, leaves a lasting impression. A sincere, genuine laugh can melt a man's heart in an instant, making him feel connected to you in a way that no conversation or compliment ever could. What's truly magnetic about the way you laugh isn't just the sound. It's the feeling it conveys. It's the spark of joy, the hint of vulnerability, and the genuine pleasure you take in the moment. When you laugh freely without holding back, it shows that you are comfortable in your skin, that you're confident enough to let go and truly enjoy life. Men notice how your eyes light up, how your face softens, and how your entire being seems to glow with that infectious energy. It's like a wave of positivity that pulls them in, making them feel more alive just by being near you. It's a reminder of how beautiful and magnetic authentic joy can be, and how attractive it is to witness someone experiencing life so fully. And then there's the way you express joy. It's not just about the sound of laughter, it's in the little gestures, the way your face lights up when something delights you, or the way your body might shift when you're in a moment of true happiness. Men notice how a simple smile can be more enchanting than any makeup or outfit. It's in the way you let your guard down, allowing them to see the real you, the woman who finds wonder in the world. These moments of happiness, whether in a quiet conversation or a burst of laughter at a joke, are windows into your soul, and that's what makes them so irresistible. Your laughter, your joy, that openness you have in those moments where nothing matters but the pure happiness of the present, is a magnet to men. It makes them want to be the reason you smile, to share in that joy with you. It's an invitation to be part of your world, to experience that happiness with you, and ultimately to connect on a deeper level. So, the next time you find yourself laughing freely or expressing joy, just remember, men notice. They are drawn to that energy because it's real, it's authentic, and it's something truly beautiful. Number 7. Your passion and what you stand for. There's something magnetic about a woman who knows her purpose in life, who radiates passion for the things that matter most to her. It's not just about the things she does, it's the fire that burns within her when she talks about what she stands for. Men notice this without even realizing it. It's in the way her eyes light up when she speaks about her dreams, her goals, and the causes that stir her soul. A woman who stands firm in her values, who is unwavering in her pursuit of what she believes in, that's the kind of energy that's impossible to ignore. When a woman is passionate, it's not just about what she's fighting for, it's about who she becomes in the process. The dedication, the resilience, the commitment to something larger than herself. Those are the qualities that captivate. Men are drawn to this because it speaks to something deep within us. It's a call to something greater than the ordinary, something that transcends the superficial. They see it as a reflection of strength, of self-assurance, and of a life led with purpose. It's in the way she carries herself in her pursuit, the quiet confidence that comes with knowing who she is and what she stands for. What's even more powerful is when that passion aligns with kindness, empathy, and a genuine care for the world around her. A woman who stands for equality, for justice, for love, and for growth. It's magnetic. It pulls people in, especially a man who seeks more than just the surface. A man wants to know that the woman beside him is someone who doesn't just exist in the world, but who actively shapes it, who impacts the lives of others. Passion is a reflection of that drive, and it's not something that fades. It's a light that burns brightly, fueling everything she does. It's not about perfection, it's about authenticity. A man doesn't need to be the perfect match for everything you stand for. What he needs is to see you standing firmly in your own truth. When you're passionate about something, whether it's your career, a cause, or your personal growth, that fire becomes something more than just an interest. It becomes an integral part of who you are. It's in the way you live, the way you walk, the way you speak. That passion, when it's genuine, isn't something that can be faked. It's raw, it's real, and it's contagious. There's a subtle power in passion too. When a woman is truly invested in what she stands for, she becomes less about fitting into someone else's idea of what she should be, and more about creating her own reality. A man notices this because it speaks to a deeper level of independence, a deeper level of self-awareness. He doesn't just see a woman he's attracted to. He sees a force of nature, someone who could build and grow, who could conquer any challenge that comes her way. It's a kind of beauty that goes beyond the physical, a kind of strength that emanates from within and is noticed from the moment she enters a room. What's more, this passion doesn't have to be loud or in your face. It doesn't need to be a grand declaration or a social media post to be effective. The most captivating passion is the quiet, consistent type. the kind that shows up in the little things. A woman who writes because it's her therapy. A woman who volunteers because she believes in giving back. A woman who stays late at work because she's driven to make a difference. It's these moments that men take note of. They see the dedication in the details, the way she pours herself into everything she does, and it leaves an impression far greater than any flashy display ever could. And it's not just about having passion, it's about living that passion with purpose. A woman who is deeply connected to what she believes in, who lives her values day in and day out, creates an energy that is undeniable. This is the kind of woman a man respects, admires, and is ultimately drawn to. It's not about perfection. It's not about being flawless or having it all together. It's about showing up as your truest self and being unwavering in your commitment to what matters most to you. That, in itself, is a form of beauty that no man can ignore. Ladies, you are seen, even in the moments when you think you're not. Men notice the way you carry yourself, the way you treat others, the small things that make you unique. And the right man, the one who truly sees you, he won't just notice, he'll never forget. So if this video inspired you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more real talk like this. And remember, who you are is your greatest power. Until next time, stay confident, stay kind, and keep shining.